What are those? Oh my God, what in the hell are those shoes? Like, look, Canelo come walking out on the stage. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I had to hit pause, zoom in. What the hell are those? Looks like a hoverboard. Looks like he's on stilts. Like, what the hell are those? Like, whatever, to each his own. But look, I dare say, I think Canelo might be trying to look a little bit taller. Okay, we know, what is he, 5'8", Kovalev, 6'4" height, the different, maybe he said, look, I'm gonna come in 2 inches taller. I don't know. Like, this is crazy. It looks like those old, remember those old shoes from like the 70s? They had like fish in the bottom, like fish tank shoes, like serious, like a hoverboard. Like, what in the hell are those? Anyway, we're gonna get to this rehydration clause now. Look, Canelo making me look like an asshole, right? I mean, I would unsub from my own channel if I were you. I mean, it's like I get everything wrong. Like, what the? I gave him 100% credit. Now it's like 80%, And I don't think it's really going to have that big of an impact on the fight. The 10-pound second day. It's basically like having the IBF, and we're going to go over it. So let's read what happened. Okay, although Canelo Alvarez, who is moving up 2 weight divisions to 175 pounds, did not seek a catch weight for his light heavyweight world title fight against Kovalev, an effort to drain him from his natural fighting weight. There is a rehydration clause in the contract, okay? It requires both fighters to submit to a weight check Saturday morning. Neither fighter can be more than 185 pounds. Okay, there's financial penalties if either man is over, blah, blah, blah. But then it goes on to say Kovalev is used to weight checks the morning of from the days of holding the IBF title. I think he had it from 2014, 2016. So again, I was willing to give Canelo 100% credit, and it's like they had to sneak this shit in. Like, what the hell happened here? And then with the shoes, like, I don't know. Like, this is just getting weird, okay? Like, why can't we just have one Canelo fight, just no hidden claws, no hidden little booby traps or whatever? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? And we're going to go over them. We're going to go over the entire history in probably 5 minutes or less. So, moving forward. Now, let's talk about this for a minute. Where many fans will find hypocrisy at the highest order in Canelo's actions in the history with weight manipulation throughout his career. This started against Angulo, okay? The contract weight, 154 pounds. The day before the fight, Canelo paid $100,000. My God, could you imagine? For 1 pound? 1 pound, 100 grand. Okay, to raise the limit to 155. The Mexican phenomenon would then fight consecutive fights in that, the Canelo catch weight. We all know that, against Irislandy Lara, Kirkland, Miguel Cotto, and of course, Amir Khan. Now, in the Lara fight, the Cuban held the WBA junior middleweight title, and Canelo opted not to fight for it to have the 1 pound advantage. What? So, $100,000 for 1 pound, then gave up a chance for the belt for the WBA for 1 pound against Irislandy Lara. Okay, next against James Kirkland, he fought at the modified weight limit due to both fighters knowing they would struggle to make the weight. Okay, now, to be fair, against WBC middleweight champion Miguel Cotto, it was Cotto who chose the weight. However, what's problematic is Canelo requested a higher weight knowing he was substantially bigger than Miguel Cotto. Okay, we're gonna blaze through it real quick, all right? Lastly, Amir Khan. Like, how can you have any kind of catch weight or any kind of BS with Amir Khan? Okay, the weight stipulated actually slowed negotiations quite a bit, as Khan only fought 2 full-fledged welterweights at this time. Furthermore, he was technically jumping up 2 weight classes. After stopping Khan brutally, Canelo would fight a bigger fighter in Liam Smith at 154-pound weight limit, then adding icing to the cake, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at the catch weight 164. I thought it was 0.5, but whatever, pounds, okay? As I have just illustrated, Canelo has a long history of weight manipulation. Say what you will about Canelo's popularity, but his exciting style has made this a minor issue for now, okay? For now. Now, this is a bold fact right here. The true test will be how his legacy holds up once he is retired, because it's just all these catch weights and all these rehydration clauses, and I'm going to get into it. Just bear with me, because I'm kind of going to shift gears on you because I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but it's manipulation. So just whatever. It's like an onion. We got to peel it back here for a minute. Okay. It might not be a big deal for Kovalev to handle the 185-pound rehydration limit for the morning of the fight, as he is accustomed to those when he held the IBF title from 2014 to 2016. That was 3 years ago when Kovalev last dealt with one of the IBF secondary weigh-in checks. It might be a little tougher now that he is 36 years old. Okay. He's not a spring chicken. Okay. So they're basically saying, look, he was 33 back then. He had the IBF. He had to do, you guys know the IBF rules. On Saturday morning, the day of the fight, you can't be, 10 pounds or more. Okay, so now hang on. Let me see here. Right here, Jacobs paid the fine in order to rehydrate fully and yet still lost the Canelo fight. And this is talking about Jacobs. Remember, they tried to sneak in that little clause with him, and he paid the fine, came in overweight, but he still lost. Okay, Canelo is also have said to have a rehydration clause for his challenge against WBA super middleweight champion Rocky Fielding last December, which I did not know. So, I mean, this dude has had a catchweight. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Floyd Mayweather Jr., I remember that was a catchweight. It wasn't like 153 or some crazy like that. Irizlandi Lara, Miguel Cotto, James Kirkland, Amir Khan, Matthew Hatton, what? And Alfredo Angulo paid $100,000 for 1 pound, okay? Paid another $100,000 to Irizlandi Lara. I mean, it's crazy, and gave up a belt. Like, that is insane. And now, of course, we know, now there is a rehydration clause in the Kovalev fight. Like, I don't get it. I mean, why didn't they talk about this in the beginning? I mean, I'm sure Kovalev knew about it, or did they try to sneak it in at the last minute? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And now we know Kovalev missed weight. But here's the thing. Okay, now, in Canelo's defense, I like to play devil's advocate. Kovalev, we know the highest he's ever came in was 191, right? 191. So let's say he weighs 185 today, because he's allowed to weigh 185 today. So you're going to see another weigh-in today. The video probably out around about 11, 12 o'clock. You'll see the second day weigh-in just like the IBF, but it's not for the IBF, it's for the WBO. But regardless, there will be another weigh-in. Actually, the third weigh-in for Kovalev, because he missed weight. So the original weight, then he had to weigh in again 1 hour later, and now the third second-day weigh-in for Kovalev. So this is going to be 3 weigh-ins for Kovalev. Is that going to affect the fight? Of course it is. Absolutely, it's going to have some kind of bearing on the outcome. So, but my point is, okay, let's say he'll make the 185 today, but then he can go up to whatever. Now, typically he comes in the ring 186, 187, 188. So it's not really going to matter, I don't think, because, like I said, I think he's going to be within maybe 1 pound of what he normally is. The highest ever was 191. And I think against Bernard Hopkins, he was like 187. So he typically fights around that area. So, it's not necessarily the rehydration. It's, I guess, how they labeled and marketed and sold the fight as clean, fair, straight up, mano a mano. There's a duel at high noon. That's how they advertise this crap, right? And now, no, wait a minute, there is a rehydration clause. Although yes, it will affect Kovalev, but it will and it won't. Okay, it's just like these psychological games that they play or whatever it is. I mean, it's the fact that they try to get any advantage over their opponent possible. I mean, we just went through the list, and it is a long list. I mean, Chavez, Mayweather, Lara, Cotto, Kirkland, Khan, Hatton, Angulo, and now, of course, Sergey Kovalev. So it is absolutely crazy. And again, what is up with these shoes? Like, can someone explain that to me? Enough said.